10 strangest things found in the drainage systems. With a myriad of underground tunnels, our drainage system is a complex yet utterly brilliant engineering feat. However, amongst the numerous tunnels that run beneath the city, there can occasionally be found unusual treasures and surprising objects. Some of the objects are so astonishing that they could cause you to question how on earth they ended up in the drain in the first place. In this video, we have highlighted the 10 strangest things ever found in drainage systems. We have kept the best for last. Keep watching to find out which ones. But before we begin, kindly subscribe to our channel for more of our amazing and informative content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our new uploads. Let's get it on! 10. A rave. What could be more fun than meeting up for a late-night dance in a secret location and going wild? Doing it in a sewer. In 2017, over 200 people in Newcastle, England, clambered through filthy water to reach a dry spot in the drains that emptied into the River Alsburn. The event had been organized on Facebook, with revelers meeting up in a pub before rushing into the storm drains. Once inside, the ravers found a light and sound system all set up, and the partying began. Around 4 a.m., however, one of the ravers began to find the dank setting a little too cramped. Worried about the participants' safety, the person phoned the police. Officers arrived and broke up the party, letting those in the tunnels out with just a stern warning about the dangers of mixing alcohol with confined and easily flooded underground tunnels. 9. FATBERG. Once we flush away nasty things, we hope they will never come back and haunt us. For sewer workers who have to deal with such things, our actions can create monsters. The London FATBERG of 2017 was a congealed and rotting mass over 250 meters long. In the sewers under the city, hard-to-flush items like diapers, wet wipes, and condoms had all become enmeshed in solidifying fats that threatened to block the sewer and send sewage spilling into the streets above. Weighing as much as 19 African elephants, the FATBERG was broken up by sewer workers with spades and jets of water. But for some, the FATBERG was more than just an artifact of human wastefulness. It was a valuable historical relic. The Museum of London managed to obtain a chunk of the FATBERG for future generations. To preserve the greasy mess, curators were forced to x-ray it for used hypodermic needles and to wear biohazard gear. Eventually, a piece was stabilized and became a star of the museum's FATBERG display. 8. An alligator. One of the great urban legends of New York is that their sewer system is riddled with alligators. According to legend, people would buy baby alligators before realizing that hissing reptiles with mouths full of sharp teeth made for poor pets. So, these people would flush the gators down the toilet. In the sewers, the alligators now prowl and thrive. Unfortunately, there is no evidence of a colony of alligators in the city's drains, and most experts agree that it is far too cold down there for animals to survive long-term. Intriguingly, in 1935 in East Harlem, an 8-foot alligator was found down a manhole. But how it got there is unexplained. In places that are more natural habitats for gators, it's not so unusual for them to turn up in sewers and drains. If you look into a drain and see a shining pair of pitiless eyes peering back, it might not be Pennywise looking to eat you. In Florida, alligators end up having to be hooked out of sewers after either getting washed in with the drains or chasing prey into them. A 3-meter alligator was seen waddling out of a storm drain in Louisiana before taking a nap on a suburban porch. 7. A cow. Not all creatures that are found in drains are quite as threatening. When a cow was found in a sewer in Britain, it was pretty docile, being already dead. But there have been cases of live cows found underground. In Fujian province in China, one farmer spent 4 days searching for a missing cow. Unable to find it, the farmer was ready to give up the hunt when a strange mooing noise was heard from beneath the village. A manhole cover was lifted off, and the missing cow poked its head up. A makeshift winch was used to haul the cow back up into the open air, where it seemed no worse for wear for its subterranean adventure. But just how it ended up in the sewer remained a mystery. In India, where cows are held in reverence by Hindus, a calf was seen to slip into an open sewer and was carried underground by the flow. Witnessing this, one man clambered into the sewage and dived in to save the animal. Both the animal and the man survived whole and healthy, if not particularly sweet-smelling. 6. A sewer monster. In 2009, a video of an unexplained and supposedly alien monster in a North Carolina sewer went viral. In the footage, a pulsating and squirming pink mass can be seen clinging to the sewer's wall. Were the aliens done with probing human orifices and now coming for our drainage systems? Not quite. Experts soon identified the creature as a colony of tubifex worms. These perfectly common segmented worms are often found living in wet soils. The apparent pulsing behavior of the monster is likely due to the camera's light, which may have been hot. While the worms themselves are not rare, it is unusual for them to stray into a sewer. This is why even those used to working down there were unable to identify this mesmerizing, if not disgusting, a meetup of worms. 5. A baby. When a woman in China heard the cries of a baby coming from a drain underneath a toilet, she raised the alarm and rescue services soon turned up. After a 2-hour rescue, the baby was extracted, still alive. From the pipe in which it had become stuck, the police searched for the baby's mother. Soon they realized that the woman who first called for help was the person for whom they were looking. Overcome with labor in the toilet, the woman had delivered her baby herself and watched it slip down the drain. Her story was a sad one. The child's father had refused to support the baby, and she had no idea how to raise a child on her own. This led her to a panic when the baby started to arrive. In a case from South Africa, a baby between 1 and 3 days old was discovered in a storm drain when passerbyers heard her screaming. Over 4 hours, drills and chisels were used to break into the drain to pull the child out. The baby was in relatively good health and was named Saibanisyu, meaning our ray of light in the local dialect. 4. A community. Las Vegas is a place given to extremes and not just of gambling. When it's dry and hot, it's really dry and hot. And when it rains, torrents can fall. To battle the city's tendency to flood, 1,600 kilometers of storm drains were constructed to channel rainwater away from the streets. Soon, other things flowed into the tunnels. Homeless people, with no place in the glitz and glamour of the strip above, moved into the drains, and the tunnel people of Las Vegas were born. The cramped tunnels of Las Vegas are filled with scorpions, graffiti, and people down on their luck. When it rains, the tunnel people risk losing everything they possess, including their lives, to the floodwaters. No one knows for sure how many people live underneath Las Vegas, though they are thought to number in the hundreds. Some tunnel people manage to hold down low-paying jobs and only return to the tunnels to sleep, but others spend most of their time in the gloomy passages beneath the neon city. 3. Gold. Aside from the odd accident where something valuable gets flushed away, there's probably nothing in the sewer that you might want to recover. However, there may be millions of dollars of precious metals just being washed away each year. Scientists have calculated that nearly $2 million of gold and the same amount of silver pass through Switzerland's sewers each year. Much of this may be in the form of flakes of metal lost in the jewelry and watchmaking business. In places with many gold workers, it may be worth sorting through a lot of poop to find something that glistens. In the appropriately named Suwa, Japan, gold has already been extracted from sewers. By burning the waste sludge left after treating sewage, they found that they were left with ash that contained 2 kilograms of gold in every ton, a richer source than found in many gold mines. 2. Drugs. Anything that passes through the human body is likely to end up in the sewer system, and drugs are no exception. In fact, they may cause major problems. Contraceptive pills use hormones to control women's reproductive cycles. But once they pass into rivers and waterways, the hormones may cause unpleasant changes in freshwater fish. As the fish undergo changes in their reproductive ability, populations may plummet. One way of tracking the use of recreational drugs is by studying the contents of sewers. By looking at the waste collected at sewage treatment plants, researchers have suggested that drug use is far more pervasive than is often thought. One team was able to tell that the use of marijuana, cocaine, and methamphetamine all went up markedly during times of celebration. Sometimes, it's not just drug waste that turns up in sewers, though. In Palermo, police found 77 marijuana plants growing in the sewer underneath the city. 1. Snakes. Humans are at our most vulnerable when we are on the toilet. No sooner do you sit down than the telephone rings, the door buzzer goes off, or a snake bites you on the bottom. Yes, there are places where it's common to find a snake in your toilet. In Australia, one woman spooked a carpet python in her toilet and got several puncture marks on her buttocks. That snake may have slithered into the toilet to avoid a heat wave. But there are many cases of snakes emerging from sewers via people's toilets. Often, they are following rats that have also used the loo as an escape route into people's homes. When the snake gets into the toilet, it may find it a pleasant place to rest until someone takes a seat. Don't think it's just the dangerous proverbial land down under where you might get bitten on your down under. Reports of snakes in toilets have been made everywhere from Texas to Seattle and South Africa to Southend in the UK. Maybe you need to check under the seat the next time you feel the call of nature. Did you enjoy our video? Have you ever found anything strange in your drainage system? If so, what was it? Well, if you enjoyed our video, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more of our amazing content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our weekly uploads. We value your feedback. Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comment section below.